New disturbing details about the accused stalker who wanted to hold a WWE star hostage in her Hillsborough County home.
The wrestler at the center of that case told a courtroom today she was terrified when she found the man in her house.
Prosecutors say holding that South Carolina man without bond is the only way to protect his victim, given his long-term obsession and the serious allegations against him.
An obsessed fan accused of stalking and plotting to kidnap WWE wrestler Sonya Deville has taken a plea deal in 2023 that will see him put behind bars for 15 years. Philip Thomas cut a hole in Sonya Deville's patio screen door before sending her a chilling message moments before breaking into her home.
Prosecutors say 24-year-old Philip Thomas from South Carolina sent messages to the wrestler's social media accounts, expressing a desire to meet with the victim and of a progressively more threatening manner.
Deville, whose real name is Daria Berenato, received dozens of threatening messages from Thomas before the incident at 3 a.m. on August 2020. Prosecutors say Thomas was obsessed with the wrestler and threatened to kill her girlfriend at the time in a stream of Instagram messages, which got increasingly more agitated with Deville not responding.
She writes that Thomas sent her hundreds of messages on Instagram, describing them as obsessive, suicidal, and idolizing. Others are vile and vulgar. But the most chilling message was made while Thomas was lying in wait in her patio. Quote, "Look outside, baby. By your pool, I'm here." And then he threatened to kill her roommate.
Surveillance footage caught the moment Deville spotted Thomas, who traveled from South Carolina to Tampa, checking the sliding door. She then turned and ran, with Thomas walking through her home with a blank look on his face as he followed her, and when officers arrived, he was still inside the property.
I certainly said an extra prayer that day that she wasn't injured or harmed in this person's ill intent.
Deville described him as being dressed in black and having a black mask on and just basically staring at her until she started screaming.
I saw a man standing there, and he had black clothes on and a black mask, and he was just standing there staring at me.
Prosecutors say Philip Thomas traveled more than 400 miles from South Carolina to Lutz. They say he broke into her lanai and watched her for 2 hours before breaking into the home through a sliding glass door.
So I sprinted to my friend's room, and I was screaming. I couldn't even get my words out. I was like, "We have to go. There's a man in the house." That she couldn't even understand me. She's like, "What? What are you saying?"
Thomas sent her messages saying, "I'm going to SummerSlam with you as your boyfriend, and I'm going to force you to do what I want. You're going to give me what I want." Another said, "When I get my hands on you, I'll make sure you understand what pain you have put me through." And the final message she received before Thomas broke into her home said, "Hey baby, look outside. I'm by your pool and I'm going to kill that little bitch that's inside with you."
Prosecutors say Thomas had an obsession with the WWE star, and he sent her disturbing, violent, private messages over several months on social media.
Thomas even threatened Berenato's then girlfriend, telling her that she did not deserve the wrestler, according to documents in the case.
It was also revealed even Deville's ex-girlfriend, Ariana Johnson, was a target.
That he would kill her in order to show you that he was serious.
And Ariana Johnson took the stand too.
I started receiving messages about a year ago.
She said the threats on Instagram began in May of 2019. They got so bad she had to take down her Instagram account.
They were very vulgar and life-threatening.
When Thomas was arrested, he was carrying a knife, plastic zip ties, duct tape, mace, and other personal items.
I just wanted to talk. That's all I wanted to do. I had, let's see, I had duct tape, I had zip ties, I had 2 brass automatic center punches, I had a fairly new old-timer pocket knife. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Ultimately, Thomas was charged with aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, attempted armed kidnapping, as well as criminal mischief. to which he pled guilty and was handed a 15-year prison sentence and will remain on probation for 15 years once he is released.
Addict stalking has gone to the next level of derangement, of following, of committing criminal acts that put this victim in imminent fear of danger and potentially death.
While being interrogated by a police officer, Thomas nonchalantly told the officer that if he wanted to hurt Deville, he could have easily done so, and that he only went there to talk.
The only reason I went to her house was mainly to talk. I had no intentions of harming anyone. If I wanted to do that, I would have done that as soon as she got home. Obviously, I sat there from like, 10:45 to 1 in the morning. Trust me, I mean, I'm a very patient guy. If I wanted to harm someone, that was my intent. Don't you think I would have done it before then? Why the hell would I sit there if I didn't have an intent to harm? I just wanted to talk. That's all I wanted to do. I had no interest in anything else. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Is she your girlfriend?
Oh, I mean, sure, I wish she was, but obviously she's not.
Okay.
Thomas also told the police officer that he'd been planning this for quite some time.
Hell, I've been planning this for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months. I just waited until the time was right, until I actually had the means to do it, and then, you know.
Thomas also went on to explain to the police officer that Sonya Deville was one of the reasons why he almost committed suicide.
Did you say anything to her?
I told her a few things. I mean, back a few years ago, 4 years ago, she was one of the reasons why I almost committed suicide and one of the reasons why I didn't commit suicide. But I mean, I don't really care to deal with that. She didn't know this, but her actions did influence it a lot.
I mean, I'm sorry to have to go into that. I'm just trying to understand the thought process.
It's basically because she's lesbian. She's lesbian. I had feelings for that time, you know, legit feelings.
Thomas then told the police officer that his whole game plan was to get answers out of her with regards to why she didn't reciprocate all the messages that he was sending her and why she didn't have feelings for him, and that as soon as he got the answers, he basically would have let her go.
So you would have held her until you got your answers, and the answers were to understand why she didn't want a relationship with you.
Why she just couldn't at the very least, just reject, you know, just say, you know, sorry, not interested, but she never even did that.
So the plan, I guess, that in case she didn't answer, you would have been holding on to her until she answers your questions. You would just been living in her house.
I'd probably stay outside. I'm not really a fan of being in someone's house. To be honest with you, I live in a single wide trailer, so you know, a 2-story house is still, you know, full of territory.
Former WWE wrestler Dutch Mantel had the following to say regarding the situation, basically stating that it could have been a lot worse.
If he'd have got in that house, he's got some serious issues. And I'm glad they put him in prison. I don't think maybe if Deville had kids in there or other people, who knows how bad it could have been.
The one thing that struck me with regards to watching the whole interrogation with Thomas was that he was eerily calm and he spoke in such a way as if he did nothing wrong and that it was the most natural thing in the world.
So 11:45 a.m. you left, drove down, you got here about 8:30. And what was the plan?
Just to go in, you know, talk. Obviously the zip ties were, you know, resist. Restrain hands. That way you don't get punched in the face by someone who's a mixed martial artist. But I mean, was I going to do anything to harm her? Hell no. Why would I? That's not my objective. My objective is to talk.
But in any case, thanks for watching, and if you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and check out some other videos featured on this channel.